Hello, brethren. Thanks again for stomping in at another Branches of Yah presentation. Today I wanted to tackle something because our beloved sister of Ancient Path Remnant asked me to look into a letter, which was already where I was going with my presentations anyways, to start to really show you the wonders of our Father's Word. So I thank you if you are searching and seeking the truth for stopping in. Again, I ask only to like, subscribe, and share because I want every one of you to go back into the Torah, go back into all of the writings, and I want you to search the matter out for yourself. I want you to see that His Word is wonderful. So, with that in mind, brethren, don't yoke yourself to me. Yoke yourself to Messiah. He kept every word. He did everything His Father gave Him to do. He did it just as His Father said. And He has given us the same commission as He tells each and every one of us to tell them about repentance and turning back and about the love of the Father and His love for us. So, with that in mind, let's take a look at the letter Ayin. And Ayin is a fantastic letter, so let's go and start looking at it right now. And I will leave because you don't need me here. All right, so Ayin meaning. Ayin is the 16th letter in the alphabet and has a numerical value of 70, which equals, 7 equals completion times 10. And it is spelled Ayin, Yad, Nun. Now, that's how you spell Ayin in Hebrew. And as you can see before you on the screen, what those letters look like in the ancient picto. So we have Ayin is the eye or the eyes, and it is seeing, but it's even greater than that, a spiritual sight. And is also a source of the fountain of living waters. It is a bringing forth of the hidden light. That's just in the first letter. And Yad, or you might have heard it called Yod, is the hand that is doing the work. Now in the pictograph, it is both the outstretched arm with the mighty right hand. That's Messiah. And the Nun, sometimes you might hear it said Nun, but it's actually pronounced Nun, which is the seed, as you see this little squiggly mark up here. And that also is an offspring. And we become the children of the Most High through the seed of Abraham, just as He promised him. It also means an heir and means sprouting. We are the wild olive branches that are to be grafted in, and we are to sprout pleasing, ripened fruit. We are to bear much to the Most High, that we might become heirs and co-heirs. Also, it also represents a fish, as Messiah wanted us to be fishers of men, as He also was. The Hebrew letter Ayin means eye, and correspondingly, the Ayin has to do with vision, seeing and bringing forth that hidden light, the light of Yah. Peekaboo. Guess who? Yeah, it's the Messiah. That was the very first light brought forth in Bereshith, or what you know as Genesis 1, 2 through 4. And it is related to the fountain, the source of living waters. Hello again. Ayin teaches us to see beyond time and our understanding. It is the aspect of the visionary, to see not just what is happening in front of us, but to envision beyond that, to know one's direction ahead and beyond. The pronunciation of the Ayin is also very significant, as are all the letters, and it is often mispronounced as a silent letter. However, Ayin's correct sound is guttural. It's a throat sound which stimulates the thyroid gland, which is critical to all of our bodily functions. Absolutely everything about His Word is tied into everything about us and everything about the world we live in this physical life and beyond, folks. You really got to look into this. It's so beautiful. His Word is so beautiful. Please look into this. Now, Ayin is included in a great number of words associated with time. We see the Ayin Tet, which is the word for time. We see the Shin Ayin He, which is hours. We also see the Ayin Tet Yod, and then you see the Dalet, which is the future. Oh, excuse me, that's a Zayin. That's future. Now we see the Ayin, and then you see a Bet, and you see a Resh for past. And then you see it also for moment, and the Resh Kaf Ayin, and then again the Ayin Ua Zayin. Okay? And that means until. And then the Ayin Zayin is eternity and vision. And as an example, there's a story of a grandfather. He's a very old man. And he's out in the yard of the family house. He's moving these large rocks, clearing the land. He's creating a garden and planting trees. And the grandson asks, he says, "Why is grandfather planting those trees? He is too old and they would not mature in time to feed him." It was because he was planting them for the next generation ahead, beyond himself. That is vision. It teaches us to understand that the cause and effect in our lives, how past actions lead to future outcomes, and how to see beyond what is apparent, beyond ourselves, our finite lifespan in the physical, and see with Ayin, the eyes, to see what is hoped for. Ayin as a word, again, we go to the Ayin, Yod, and Nun, means eye. The eye can see and gain insight. Ayin implores us to open our eyes, to see beyond the physical. The Ayin is meant to take us from darkness to light. It urges us to break through the walls of limitations in order to see what is not yet visible to us. And as the eye that is a gate, it releases and makes known the hidden mysteries of Yah. We can therefore associate Ayin with birth, a spiritual birth. The Hebrew word, da'at, means knowledge, and it's spelled Dalet Ayin Ta. And it poises the Ayin in the middle of the word. Now, these are important things, folks. When you see these letters in the middle or in the end, this is not just about grammar here. It is about what it's trying to tell you. And hence it's taking up a central position in revealing the knowledge of the two letters next to us. Well, we'll see in a moment. Now in Psalms or Tehillim 25:15, it says, "My eyes are ever on YaHUaH, for only He will release my feet from the snare." Now that is Ayin. My Ayin are ever on YaHUaH. Ayin also means a spring or source or fountain. It is a wonderful exercise and a habit to position Ayin, the spiritual eyes, when you read the word to facilitate insight and revelation. Ayin is tied to our pineal gland. It's considered our third eye, or the spiritual eye, used to unlock our seeing in the spiritual realm. And this has been copied by all the different religions and practices, from the Eye of Horus to the Jesuits and the Illuminati, and, well, many others. The eye is the window into the nefesh, or soul, and the ruach. The Ayin is the eye into the revelation of the ruach, or spirit of YaHUaH. Remember, the Hebrew letters are keys. So part of their function is to unlock spiritual realities in Messiah from Abba, his Father. In Proverbs or Mishlei 29:18, it says, "Where there is no revelation, people cast off restraint, but joyful is the one who heeds wisdom's instructions." Now, I always research whether a letter is connected to me as a beit or bet, that is the temple. It primarily means cloud, threshold, or to overhang. Thick clouds veil him, so he does not see as he goes about in the circuit of the heavens, or the Shamayim. And once again, Ayin is associated with water, firstly as a spring or fountain, and then a cloud, which is suspended water particles. And as the cloud veil YaHUaH, he is hidden in a mystery as he moves in the vaulted heavens. As Ayin is connected to the Bet, it is destined for the sons of the temple to see into the mystery and its revelation. As a bait, it positions us to manifest those very mysteries. Now, the next meaning is to overhang. In Job 37:16, do you know how the clouds hang poised, those wonders of him who has perfect knowledge? He performs wonders that, and this is 5:9 in Job, he performs wonders that cannot be fathomed, miracles that cannot be counted. Knowing and encountering the mysteries of YaHUaH is not a goosebumps exercise, although, believe me, it can be. But coming face to face with the revelation of the most set apart and righteousness of YaHUaH. In YaShayahu, or Isaiah 68, who are these that fly along like clouds, like doves to their nests? To move in the mysteries of YaHUaH are meant for the sons of YaHUaH. As we engage to fly, that's the samak, into the mysteries and the secrets engaging realms and dimensions, Ayin Ba'ith equals the cloud mass. Ayin enables the suns to hang over into the mysteries, to grow as a temple, the living stones, to reveal creation's original intent. The Hebrew word abar, Ayin Bet Resh, means to cross over and to be intoxicated. In Yehezkel, or Ezekiel 47:5, he measured off another 1,000. But now it was a river that I could not cross, because the water had risen and was deep enough to swim in a river that no one could cross. May you be swamped with the revelation and the mysteries of Yah as you engage in the insightful living letter Ayin, impregnated with the vision and destiny, intoxicated with the love and the presence of Yahusha. Words that start with the Ayin of humility. It's YaHUaH. And cloud, Anan. Now, it's not the cloud mass, there's different ones, but yeah. Eternity, Olam. Some people will say Olam, but it's Alam. Joyful, Aluz. Pillar, Amud. Round, circle, like a disc, is Agul. Now, upon entering, if you look at that, humility, cloud, eternity, joyful, pillar, circle. Doesn't it just make sense when you see how tied that is to the Messiah? That those words all start with that it's a revelation and insight into his very nature, into his very character. Now, upon entering into the land of Yisrael, the second city to be conquered by Yahushua was Ai, spelled Ayin Yud, an abbreviated form of Ayin, Ayin Yud Nun. The Nun falls. The I is what that means. Yericho is the first city to be conquered and comes from the Hebrew word reach, the sense of smell. The Hebrew word for the land is aretz, and that derives from the word ratzon, which is will or desire. Why is it called aretz? Because it desires to do the will of its creator. Sight is the first conscious sense corresponding to the Sephirah of Chokmah, or wisdom. In Psalms, we find two verses in relation to Elohim's providence over man. One verse states, the eye of Elohim is on those who fear him. The other states, the eyes of Elohim are on the attribute. The fear of Elohim refers to the consciousness, the Sephirah and the Malchut, or kingdom, and is likened to a woman of valor. The woman who fears Elohim, she shall be praised. Do we have, Ayin, eyes to see? Are we still looking through our physical eyes, assessing what our deceptive hearts are telling us? We are dying daily from a lack of da'at, knowledge, the dalit Ayin Ta. The revelation of the Ayin is to see what is not readily seen. It reveals the Messiah. Dalit is the door entering in or out, and Ayin, the eyes, a sight, a spiritual sight, a fountain or source of living waters. Ta is a mark or a sign, and it is also desire. So we are told here for those marked to have the eyes to see the door that is his desire for us to enter into the source of the fountain of living waters through his outstretched arm and a mighty hand, the light of the world. Ayin his eyes to see him, his work, his desire or will, his light in all of his word. Each letter declares him, even his son and Messiah. YaHUaH Shin Ayin declares his Abba. Do you see the revelation of Ayin? Well, brethren, I just wanted to bring that forth. Thank you, Ancient Path Remnant, for asking of this. And for the rest of you, I've not forgotten some of the things you asked me. I am going to do it. For Malak, and that's Miguel, I'm going to be doing it on study. But I can tell you quickly, everything about study is related to even the Ayin, which is seeing a true spiritual sight and work doing. But I'll bring that forth for you soon. There's many words for that, but they all relate to one another, and they all are about a spiritual sight and a work within our hearts. So I'll bring that for you guys soon, and I appreciate everybody out there, Brian, and all the comments. I appreciate all of you watching. We do love you, and we do pray for you, each and every one of you, that these things bring some kind of insight into his word, into the beauty of his word. No other word does this. Even if you could derive meaning out of the things, no other word is like his word. No other letters are like his letters. Every single one reveals part of his character, and it's all about his love and desire for us to be there with him. Brethren, I pray for each and every one of us to have Ayin, spiritual eyes to see. Join me seeing his word, his light, and his love for us as we go on into each and every of his letters and all of his word, that we might be with him one day and hear those words, well done, upright and faithful servant. We love you. We'll talk to you again. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, take care of yourselves. See you soon.